हेलो वेलकम टू माय चैनल एड्यूशुला। आज हम देखेंगे MPS 001 के इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस जो कि जून 2022 के लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है। तो वीडियो को शुरू करते हैं। MPS 001 पॉलिटिकल थ्योरी इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस। What is democracy? Elaborate the types of democracy with examples. Discuss various conceptions and types of democracy. Democracy is beautiful in theory. In practice, it is a fallacy. Discuss the merits and demerits of democracy in light of this statement. What is political theory? How is modern political theory different from classical political theory? Explain with suitable examples. Why should we study political theory? Distinguish between classical and modern political theory. Discuss the main features of classical political theory. A good political theorist has to be a good historian, philosopher, and scientist. Comment. Identify the major contours of political theory in the era of globalization. Critically evaluate the Rawlsian notion of justice. Attempt a critique of John Rawls' theory of justice. Examine Rawls' conception of justice. Write an essay on John Rawls' theories of justice. Critically evaluate Satyagraha as a model of civil disobedience. Write a note on the Gandhian perspective on duties and rights. What is Gandhi's contribution to the theory and practice of Satyagraha? Elucidate. Examine the Gandhian concept of civil disobedience and Satyagraha. Gandhian message of truth and non-violence seems to be the only hope and light to deal with the issues facing the contemporary world. Discuss. What are the causes of political violence? Discuss. Describe briefly the causes of political violence. Define political violence and discuss its various forms. Evaluate the contribution of the Frankfurt School to political theory. Write a note on the Frankfurt School or critical theory. Assess the contribution of Mao Zedong to the concept of contradiction. What are the characteristic features of conservatism? Explain. Describe the salient features of conservatism. Critically evaluate the social communication theories of nationalism. Write an essay on group differentiated citizenship. The theory of multiculturalism has serious conceptual and empirical deficiencies. Do you agree with this view? Elaborate. Critically assess multiculturalism. What is multiculturalism? Explain. Define the concept of multiculturalism and discuss its critiques. Define sovereignty and critically examine the pluralist attack on Austin's concept of sovereignty. Discuss Lenin's contribution to the theory and practice of Marxism. What did Gramsci mean by hegemony? In what way did he modify the orthodox Marxian position? Why did George Lucas reject dialectical materialism? Explain. Examine the Marxist views on justice. Write an essay on republicanism. Define fundamentalism and explain its core characteristics. Discuss different dimensions of equality. Write a note on inequality in the contemporary world. What is civil society? Explain the concept of political obligation. Examine the theory of natural rights. Describe briefly various theories of rights. Critically explain any two theories of rights. Explain different types of duties and their relations with rights. Explain the concept of power and its various dimensions. Power and authority are conceptually interdependent. Do you agree? Elaborate. Write an essay on the liberal democratic welfare state. Examine the contemporary debate on the welfare state. Critically assess the welfare state theory. Discuss the concept and characteristics of liberalism. Define the concept of liberalism and discuss its characteristics. Define communitarianism and examine the communitarian position on state neutrality. Discuss the interrelationship of equality with liberty and justice. Write a note on the teacher's democratic socialism. What distinction do feminists make between sex and gender? Write short notes on the following: theory of natural rights, fascism, negative liberty, positive liberty. वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो इसे लाइक करें। इग्नू से रिलेटेड और भी ज़रूरी इम्पॉर्टेंट वीडियोस देखने के लिए मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल नोटिफिकेशन को प्रेस करें ताकि आपसे कोई भी वीडियो मिस ना हो। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।